Hello everybody, it's Mystic and welcome back to my library. It is that time again and it's time for me to talk about my favorite games that I played in May. So every month I go through and I rank every game that I played in the previous month just to kind of give like little mini reviews to let you know what I liked, what I didn't like, maybe help you find something that you enjoyed. Last month is going to be the same thing. If you like these kinds of videos, be sure to give me a like and subscribe if you want to see them every month. I do post them every month. It's been really fun to do. Now, before I get started, I just want to say it does look like I played a ton of games in the month of May. And to be honest, I did. But a lot of these were demos, or I only played them briefly, either with friends or just to check them out for like my Let's Try series here on YouTube. But there are several that I am playing more continuously, and I'll be probably focusing on those a little bit more while I go through this. But I did play all of these, so I'm going to give you at least my like first impressions opinion on a couple of these, and then some of them I have more in-depth opinions on. We will start with Xenoblade Chronicles X. I'm going to be honest, Xenoblade Chronicles X kind of took a little bit of a backseat this month. I got very distracted by another game that I will talk about later. I still love this game. Like, I'm not going to lie. I still absolutely love this game. And the story is so good. I actually did a lot with the side stories last time I played, and all of them are incredible. And I know I mentioned last time that I was struggling with the combat, but I think that I've gotten a lot better. Also, shout out to my friend Lori who helped me with that. Much appreciated. I am a lot better with it now. I've also learned that if I fail on a boss, it's not that big of a deal because their difficulty is going to decrease so that it's a little easier next time I fight them. So it's a little less stressful for me because I was getting a little stressed out. So because I have been enjoying the story and because I am definitely starting to get the hang of combat, Xenoblade is going to get increased up to 5 books. I think I gave it like 4 books last time, and that was because I was struggling with the combat. But like I said, doing a lot better with that. And the story is just really ramping up, and I can't wait to see where it goes. So I really need to get back into this game. I have been very distracted by something else, and yeah, I'm gonna definitely do that though, because I don't want to burn out on the game that I've been distracted by. But yeah, I really need to get back to this because I was just about to start chapter 6, and I really want to do that. So I'm gonna be doing that at some point, maybe this week, maybe next week, but I'm definitely going to be playing it again. Next is inKonbini, and this one was actually a demo that I played for my Let's Try series, and this is an upcoming cozy game that you basically run a konbini, which is like a Japanese 24-hour convenience store. And while you're doing it, you get to learn the stories of some of the patrons and get to help them shop. It just seems very chill and very sweet. I did play the demo, so there's only like, I think it's like a 45-minute demo, so it's not a ton. But my initial first impressions of this game are very good, and I am excited to play this when it does have a full release. So for now, it is just a demo. I do still want to rate it based on initial impressions. I do think the story is going to be very good. The gameplay seems very chill. There's not a whole lot that I'm like super worried about it being difficult or anything like that. And so I think I'm going to give inKonbini a 4 books out of 5 because yeah, it was good. I loved it. And I can't wait to see where it goes when it releases. Okay, so next one's a little bit of a surprise. And I have to thank my best friend Lori for this one as well. Thanks, Lori. Thanks for getting my brain zoomies going on my 3DS or my 2DS. I have a 2DS, but yeah, thanks for that. So yeah, Lori was super interested in getting back into some of the retro. I guess they're called retro now. That makes me want to cry, honestly, because it makes me feel old. But she was getting super interested in playing some of the older handheld consoles. And I was like, wait a minute, I still have my 2DS. I should dig it out and I can see if I can play anything on it. Now, the R and the L buttons, like the shoulder pad buttons, are currently broken. So I got to figure out how to fix that. But I can play a couple of games without those. And the one that I decided to play was Harvest Moon: A New Beginning, because I really liked this game back in the day when I played it. I believe it came out around the time my second son was born, or maybe it was my first son. I don't remember. But this one got me through some very exhausting nights when my kids were babies and they weren't sleeping very well. And it was just a really nice thing to have. And playing it again has just been like bringing back so much nostalgia for me. I really do like this game. I do think that the intro is a little long, that, you know, like before you can actually start getting into like the meat and potatoes of this game, it does take a very long time for things to pick up. So I don't think that this is one that if you're just kind of looking to hop into a story that you're going to necessarily like. The story is good, but it's very much a slow burn. And I did also kind of take a break from this, but I am still playing it from time to time because I am very much enjoying getting back to it. But because the intro does take up a good chunk of time in the beginning, and it is very much a slow burn when it comes to the story, I am going to give it a 4 books out of 5. That's not bad. It's still good. And I still really enjoy it. But I do think, if I'm thinking back to the 3DS days of Harvest Moon and Story of Seasons, I think Story of Seasons Trio of Towns is probably my all-time favorite. I think that one is really good. So this one is still good. It's still definitely a favorite of mine, and I'm still going to continue playing it. But if you're looking to jump right into a story or like into a farming game, this one might not be for you, just because it is, like I said, a very much of a slow burn. It takes a very long time to get through the intro and to get through like the growing pains of the beginning. So just keep that in mind. Next up is another farming game that I just play on and off whenever I kind of feel like it, whenever the mood strikes me. And I randomly had the mood strike me the other day. So I was playing this on my Steam Deck, and that is Coral Island. And I'm going to be honest, I absolutely adore Coral Island. I really, really, really like this game. It is probably one of my all-time favorite farming games at this point. I love so much about it. It's very inclusive. It's very friendly. The devs are absolutely amazing. The story is fantastic. You can like, honestly, all of the romanceable characters are like absolutely incredible. And I kind of am dealing with a lot of like bisexual panic when I play this game. So, you know, thanks for that, devs. Really, really appreciate that. But yeah, story is fantastic. The farming aspect is fantastic. I haven't even finished the story of this game, and I just absolutely love it. It is probably, like I said, my all-time favorite farming game. It blows so many of them out of the water. And yeah, I just absolutely adore it. And for that, it is going to be joining Xenoblade X as my next 5 books out of 5 game. So next up is Oblivion. And again, it took a little bit of a backseat from something else. I will get into that later. But Oblivion is another one, like Harvest Moon, A New Beginning, that I just have a lot of nostalgia for. It was my very first Elder Scrolls game, and I just really, 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 really love this game, and I'm so grateful that they came out with a remaster of it because it is gorgeous. This one is another one that I'm just really enjoying playing on my Steam Deck when I have a little bit of downtime. It's very fun to just get back into it and see the story again, because it has been literal years since I have played this, probably over a decade since I have played Oblivion. Oblivion's perfect. I just, like I said, it's my favorite of the Elder Scrolls game. Don't get me wrong, I still like Skyrim, but Oblivion is my favorite. So Oblivion is joining in the 5 stars. Oh my God, I just love this game so much. Okay, next up is Creature Keeper. Now this one I received as a free key from the devs, and I did a let's try of it. So you can see that in the little info panel up above, or I have it linked down below. But this one was fun. I think the combat is not really for me. It is a little bit hard for me to play the way that the combat is laid out. I'm just not the kind of gamer that is very good at like the Twitch action combat kind of stuff. And when I do play it like that, I tend to prefer playing on easy. Now, if I remember correctly, there is a difficulty setting on this game, or at least there's like an easy and a hard mode or something. I don't remember, but I do remember there being difficulty settings. However, even on the easier setting, I did struggle a little bit. So I want to say that this one it's definitely good for people that like that kind of thing. It's more of a cross between like Pokemon and like the original Legend of Zelda, which I did play. I have played the original Legend of Zelda, and I was terrible at it, but I've played it and it was fun. But so if you're not really feeling like playing a game that is similar to the original Legend of Zelda, this one might not be for you. Personally, I do think that there is an audience for this game, it is not necessarily something that I am going to gravitate towards for the long term just because of the way that it plays, but I can see it being a very well-loved game for people that are more into playing games that are similar to old school Legend of Zelda. So that being said, given what I played, and given the story and the combat, I think this one is going to be my first 3 books out of 5. It's not a bad game. And I'm not rating it lower because it's not a bad game. It's just that it's not personally my cup of tea. And that's why it's going to be getting a 3 as opposed to higher or lower, because it doesn't deserve lower, but it's also not my favorite. So I can't put it higher than that either. So next up is Lockdown Protocol. And Lockdown Protocol is one of those silly, like, multiplayer games that you can play with your friends. This one's very similar to Among Us, but it is 3D, and there's like all sorts of shenanigans that you can get into with your friends. And it's one of those where you have to like find the imposter and, you know, figure out who the person is that's trying to sabotage you all. This game is so much fun. It's actually probably my favorite of all of these kind of like multiplayer catch your friends doing shenanigans kind of things. I really, really like this game, and I believe you can play with up to 8 people, so it can get very chaotic. And I really, 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 really like this game. We have gotten into all sorts of tomfoolery and shenanigans while playing this. That was like the whitest thing I've ever said in my entire life, but I'm sorry. And yeah, I think this one is going to definitely be getting a 5. Like I said, it's my favorite of these silly little multiplayer games that you play with your friends, and you basically are trapped in a building, like your work, I guess, your place of business. And you are trying to like fix stuff so that you can leave. But then there's one person that is the dissident that is trying to either kill you or, you know, sabotage things. And it's just so silly. And I absolutely love it. You can like throw fish at people and then the fish sticks to their back and they're like walking around with a fish on their back. It's just, I don't know. I really love this one. It's a lot of fun. And next up is REPO, which is another of the silly multiplayer games. This one's more of a survival one though. It's more cooperative. You're not working against your friends. You are working with them to try to survive the various terrifying and scary monsters that are in whatever area you're in. And the robots just look so freaking silly. I love them. The way they talk is absolutely hilarious. This one is not my favorite compared to Lockdown Protocol. I do still like it. I like that it is cooperative rather than competitive. So this one is definitely a co-op one. I've actually played it with my son and my husband a couple times as well, and I do like it. It's very silly. I'm going to be giving it a 4 books out of 5 because it is a good one. It is fun to play, but I don't like it as much as Lockdown Protocol. Okay, so next one is like, it was a huge surprise for me. I was actually shocked at how much I like this game. This is Kulebra and the Souls of Limbo, and it is if Spiritfarer and Paper Mario had a baby. Yeah, you heard that right. You heard that right. It's Spiritfarer meets Paper Mario, and oh my God, the story is so sad. I was playing it as a Let's Try, and I ended up sobbing while recording it because it hit me so hard. This game is incredible. I still need to finish the main story. I've been working on that offline, but I can definitely say that this one has really, really moved me, and I actually really, really love it. I was shocked at how much I love this game. It might end up becoming one of my games of the year, to be completely honest. Like, it is that good. And Kulebra is like this little undead snake that you get to control, and he's basically helping other members of Limbo out so that they can get out of Limbo and have their spirits move on into the afterlife. And it is very similar to Spiritfarer in that you are going to cry. You are absolutely going to cry, but it feels very cathartic in the way that it's handled, and you actually feel better afterwards. Like Spiritfarer, I've mentioned this before, Spiritfarer is one of my all-time favorite games. I absolutely love it. I can see Kulebra becoming something very similar to that. So I absolutely love this game. It's going to be getting 5 books out of 5. I adore it, and I really, 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 really wish more people knew about it because it is that good. It's just another one of those hidden gems like Spiritfarer that I love it. It's perfect, and it's going to make you cry, but in a good way. So next up is Wylde Flowers, and I know this one is also going to probably make me cry soon, but I haven't quite gotten to that point yet. And this one is another farming game, and probably, along with Coral Island, has one of the best stories of a farming game that I have ever seen. It's also completely voice acted, which is something that a lot of farming games don't have. So it's really nice to just kind of sit back and play this one and almost feel like I am an audience member in it and getting to witness Tara's life as she lives it rather than being like the active participant. Now, you're still going to be an active participant. There's still farming and mining and, farming game things that you're going to do. But it is also just a very heartwarming story as well. And I really can't wait to see where this one goes because it also has this a really amazing element of fantasy and like witches in a coven and like a mystery to it. There's also another game coming out soon, so I really do want to finish this one at some point, but there are other games on this list that are just monopolizing all my time, and I really need them to stop doing that because I don't have all the time in the world, but anyway, Wylde Flowers is another 5. I just adore this game. It was a 5 last month. It's going to be a 5 this month because it's perfect, and I love it. Next up is Sims 2. I'm not even going to talk about Sims 2. You guys know, this has been on the list every month because I am playing a whole challenge, a whole legacy challenge on my channel, and that's going to take me probably a year or so. So this one's still there. It's a 5. It's not going anywhere. It's going to stay a 5 probably for forever because it is my favorite. So moving on. Sims 4, same thing. It's been on the list since I started this series. It's going to probably be on the list for a long time. It's a 4 only because it's a little bit buggy and I have dealt with a few of them already. But otherwise, I still like it. It is just not as good as Sims 2, in my opinion. And, please don't at me. I'm old, and Sims 2 was like my bread and butter back in the day. So it is, it's just a little bit lower than Sims 2 for me, but I still like it. Next up is Love and Deepspace. Love and Deepspace, I took a little bit of a break from. I went a little wild on my polls trying to get Zane's myths, and it didn't go well. So I got a little frustrated and I'm taking a break. But that being said, it is not going to lose its books for that because, it's just the luck of the draw. This is the only gacha I play anymore. And I'm also trying to be better about, I've always been pretty good about spending in this game, but I'm also just going to go free to play for a while just because I have so many other games to play and I don't want to be putting money into this at the moment. That being said, story is great. Story is really good for what I thought this was going to be. It is an otome game, which I'm trying to get more into because it is like a cool genre that I've just not really done much with. And yeah, this is a good one. The combat's also surprisingly good. It's going to get a 5, even though Zane was playing hard to get. It's fine. I still love him. He's amazing. Next up is Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate has probably also been on this list since I started this series. In fact, I'm almost positive it was. It is 5. I actually haven't been playing my solo game much, again, because of an upcoming game I'm about to talk about. You could probably guess which one it is based on the 2 that are left, but I've been playing it multiplayer with my friends, and it is a lot of fun multiplayer. It's a lot of fun solo. I love Baldur's Gate. I'm always going to love Baldur's Gate. Top of the list, always. Moving on. Next is Final Fantasy IV. I randomly got an inkling on, I think it was Sunday, to continue my Final Fantasy count up, and I've played 4 before. It's been a while. But I really love this. This was probably the first Final Fantasy game that delves really, really hard into like the story aspect of Final Fantasy. The previous 3 were more about like the combat and the classes. This one was the first one that really delved into story, and it is an incredible story. The music in this game is probably one of the best of all of the Final Fantasy games. And it's just incredible. It made me cry hearing Rose's theme again for the first time, especially in the Pixel remaster because it's been redone and it's just gorgeous. I love Final Fantasy IV. I will always love Final Fantasy IV. My playthrough has been filling me with nostalgia and like just cozy vibes, and I love it. It's getting a 5. And next is the game I've had you all waiting for. The game that has monopolized my entire life in May, and it hasn't even been out that long. It came out, end of May? It hasn't even been out that long, and it's been monopolizing my life. I can't stop playing it. I don't know if I want to stop playing it. Eventually, I probably should so that I can not burn out and actually like play other games, but holy crap, y'all. I can't stop playing it. That's Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals time, by the way. I just realized I forgot to say it. It is probably also going to be one of my games of the year, if not the game of the year. It possibly could be the game of the year. Yes, I'm actually saying that now. It's so good. You need to play it, but be prepared because your entire life is going to be absorbed into this dang game. I was not expecting this game to have so much of a scope. It is huge. There's so much to explore. There's so many things to learn. There's a really incredible story. There's really lovable characters. It doesn't take itself too seriously because there are times where I am just cracking up playing this game. And everything about this game is actually fantastic. If it's not my game of the year, I don't know what the heck is going to top it at this point, but it very, very well can become my game of the year. So Fantasy Life I is going to be 5 books. There's no question. And I had another really good month. I only had 3 this time. No 2s, no 1s. I've been doing pretty good with this. Nothing I've been playing has been really bad. So I'm happy about that. And yeah, I'm excited to play more games this month. I'm going to be continuing Final Fantasy IV, Fantasy Life, Xenoblade X, Baldur's Gate, probably more Harvest Moon, more Wylde Flowers. The Sims are all going to be there because I'm doing those as series. But yeah, it's been a good month, and I'm hoping June is going to be another good month. We've got Rune Factory Guardians of Azima coming out in a couple days, which I am definitely going to play. I don't know if I'm going to play it right away, though, just because Final Fantasy, well, yes, but also Fantasy Life is consuming my life, and it might continue consuming my life. So Rune Factory Guardians of Azima will be played, but it may not be played in June. I'm going to have to see. I don't know yet. But hopefully you all enjoyed this. Don't forget to watch my little video at the end talking about the fundraiser that I'm doing for the month of June. And it is called Hunger Ends Here, to help combat hunger in very poor nations around the world. And if you can, it would be great if you can donate. If not, that is totally fine. No obligations. Nothing is ever required, but it would be great if you could watch it. And I hope you all have a great day. Bye! From now until June 28th, I am participating in the Hunger Ends Here campaign brought to you by Concern Worldwide UK. If you're wondering what Hunger Ends Here does, it is a fundraising campaign that helps to bring people out of extreme poverty and give them a chance to live their lives and get their lives back after conflict or natural disasters or anything else that would have caused them to be in this state in the first place. Hunger Ends Here is working with people in really difficult situations in 25 countries around the world. They are trying to find effective solutions to some of the world's biggest problems, and they are also working in some of the hardest hit areas of the world, trying to do their best to bring them food and anything else they need to get their lives back. I'm just going to read a few excerpts from their website in case you're wondering what they do and how you can help. We may all be born into different families and in different corners of the world, but ultimately we are all people trying to live our lives as best we can. Sadly, some people's lives are affected by extreme circumstances such as conflict, natural disasters, and extreme poverty. For over 50 years, we have been working with people experiencing extreme poverty in some of the world's hardest to reach and most fragile places. Our mission is to fight extreme poverty and work with people living in the most difficult situations, bringing about lasting change to lives, livelihoods, and communities. We are working with people living in the most difficult situations in 25 countries around the world. So here's how you can help. Obviously, donating is completely optional. You definitely don't have to, but if you would like to, this is how each donation can help somebody in need. With a £3 donation, you can pay for 4 days of therapeutic food for a child facing malnutrition. With £26, you could provide 1 month worth of therapeutic food for children at the nutrition clinics. For £70, you can pay for a community farming kit, which has the essential tools that not just 1, but 10 households can use to harvest crops and thrive. And here are some key facts about hunger and why it's important to combat it. Half of all child deaths are linked to malnutrition. Hunger rates in Africa are especially high, with 1 out of 5 people going hungry each day. 1 in 11 people across the world go hungry every day. The number of people experiencing hunger has gone up by approximately 152 million since 2019. 9 million people die from hunger-related causes every year, and many are children under the age of 5. So with your help and with the help of Concern Worldwide and Hunger Ends Here, we can help to get people out of hunger by donating what we can and if we can. So thank you for your time and thank you for listening.